friends, welcome to another video. Now we have a statistics question. If 1 over n times the sum of xr is 4 and the square root of 1 over n times this sum of xr for 2 minus 1 over n times the sum of xr all for 2, this is 3. Determine in terms of n, here is comma, the sum of xr plus 2 all to the power of 2. Let's go into the question, guys. As 1 over n times the sum of xr is equal to 4, as r comes from 1 to n, here is clear that the sum of xr as r comes from 1 to n will be 4n. This 4 we multiply, this n will multiply here to be 4n. Now, as you have here the square root, what will happen if we say both sides? Swelling the right as we say the left. Here, this square will remove the square root, and this will be 1 over n times the sum of xr for 2 as r comes from 1 to n minus, as we saw, the sum of xr is 4n. Here we need to subtract 1 over n for 2, and instead of having the sum of xr, let's have 4n. Here is 4n power 2, and this will be 3 power 2 is 9, guys. 1 over n times the sum as r comes from 1 to n of xr for 2 minus 1 over n square times 16n square. And this n square, we simplify this, and this goes to 9. Now, 1 over n times the sum of xr for 2 as r comes from 1 to n. Here minus, this will be, if we shift this minus 16 out right, we shall have 9 plus 16. And here it's clear that 1 over n times the sum of xr for 2 as r comes from 1 to n, this will be 16 plus 9, that is 25, I guess. So, according to this, what will happen if we multiply n on both sides? Shall have the sum of xr for 2 as r comes from 1 to n. This will be 25n. Okay, I do want you to keep this. This needs to be kept somewhere. Now, and let's jump to what we need to transform in terms of n, which is this. We have, as r comes from 1 to n of xr plus 2 to the power of 2. This is the sum as r comes from 1 to n of, we need to expand this. We have xr for 2 plus 4xr plus 4. This sum, this one, is going to be applied on each of these, either xr for 2 times 4xr times plus 4. This is also equal to the sum of xr for 2, r from 1 to n, plus 4 times the sum of xr plus the sum of 4. We add the sum of 4 here. Remember, r varies from 1 to n. R varies from 1 to n. Do you remember that the sum of xr for 2 is 25n? Do you remember that the sum of xr here is 4n? We need to replace this by 25n. Here, the sum of xr plus 2 raised to 2 as r comes from 1 to n will be equal to the sum of xr for 2 is 25 n plus 4 times the sum of xr as we saw it's 4. It's 4n. Here we need to have times 4n plus 4. I want you to note this. The sum of a all from 1 to n. This is a n. We need to note this. Here, this n multiplies a. This n multiplies a to be a n. Now, this must be for n. It must be for n, guys. This will be equal to 25n plus 16n plus 4n. This is 16 plus 4, that is 20. 20 plus 25, that is 45n. Okay? Therefore, the sum as R comes from 1 to n of xr plus 2 raised to 2, this is equal to 45. Here is what we have been asked to determine. I want to thank you, my dear friends, and what I want from you is to subscribe to the channel. Just remember that your like, your comment are very crucial to the growth of the channel. Before we end, I want you to subscribe to the channel, and if this video reaches you, well, please share it with your friends so that others will know about these good news. May God help you.